Right, guys, so it's been a while since I've done Onyxia because any Onyxia content, because two reasons. Onyxia got a lot harder and I couldn't be bothered to do it because I'd already done it. And B, I have the fog bug on Onyxia right now. So I was trying to do some content this week, but the entire map, I can't see shit on the map because the fog bug is affecting it. So I actually got messaged by someone who I've been good friends with since Rumble started, a guy called Prestige. He's in my server. I think he runs one of my guilds. And this is Prestige's Onyxia kill with Old Murk-eye. Now, I have seen this deck being used in the beta. I think I saw this a while ago, but it was I think it was using Angry Chickens instead of Old Murk-eye, but it has a similar principle. It's around cheat death, Old Murk-eye, and actually really interestingly, this is a slightly different Old Murk-eye than I was expecting. I think this is the tip of the spear Old Murk-eye, which I think is really interesting. I was not expecting that to be the case. I thought, Marathon the Murlocs might be the easiest to use, but I get why tip of the spear is good in this situation because you have more control over where you're spawning your Murlocs. But regardless, this is Prestige's attempt with Old Murk-eye, with cheat death, execute, all that kind of good stuff. I'm going to link his original video in the description below. This is not me killing Onyxia. This is Prestige using Old Murk-eye, a very cool deck. We're now going to have a look at the kill and commentate over it. That is very loud, so I'm going to just reduce the sound a little bit. Right, so opens up with Old Murk-eye plus Harpies, turns that around, goes full in, like fully in onto this first push. Look at how many Murlocs have just spawned here. We've got the increased damage from the Prowler as well. So all of these Murlocs are getting increased damage. Just look at how quickly they are shredding the tower. That is insane how quickly they're doing that. He's going to run another Old Murk-eye here in just a minute. I think he's waiting for the gold to come back up. Actually, very interestingly, I think I've cut off the gold here. So I'm going to quickly make this a bit smaller so we can end up seeing the gold. He's taken all of the towers quicker than I have done on my previous attempts of Onyxia. So I'm just going to quickly make this smaller so we can see the gold. There we go. That's better. Okay, so we used Old Murk-eye to take every single tower pretty much instantaneously. You clear out all the whelps really quickly with Old Murk-eye as well, and you don't actually get the whelps attacking you back that much if you have enough of the Murlocs. And we've got another set of Old Murk-eye Murlocs heading towards Onyxia. What I like about, and the reason I think Marathon the Murlocs is important here, or rather Tip of the Spear is important here, is because we want all of the Murlocs to end up at the same time on Onyxia. I'm guessing you want to ensure that you have a huge clump of Murlocs, or whatever you're using, to essentially guarantee getting a really good cheat death. Now, that was a nice kill on that Drake there. We're going to retake this tower over on the side. Are we going to cheat death these guys? Doesn't look like we're bothering just at the time being. Not that bothered about cheat death for the time being. I think just making sure that we maybe can build up an even bigger amount here. So I think we want to build up an even bigger amount of Murlocs as we head towards Onyxia. Unfortunately, lost quite a few there to the whelp egg spawns, but that's okay. So we're even gonna wait for the time being. We're gonna just keep sending them towards these eggs to make sure we clear them out. Wondering where this is going. We're clearing out things really easily. We are level 27 on our Old Murk-eye, so that means that we have an epic Old Murk-eye at, I believe, 100,000 experience. So level 27 on the Murk-eye, it probably is very doable at level 26. I don't know how much lower you could take it, but there you go. So we're going to spawn everything in one go. Very simple. This deck doesn't seem to be that complicated in the way that you play it. You basically just play Old Murk-eye, Harpies, and Prowler, and then you just run at the enemy. I don't think we've used execute or cheat death once yet. So this is really interesting. Not bothering to use cheat death for the time being either. We're just sort of allowing Old Murk-eye to run and get a few hits. So I'm just very interested to see where the cheat death comes into this for the time being. So we're going to use into phase 2 now. So we're going to send our Old Murk-eye up the right-hand side. We have then got our Harpies going down the left, but we don't need to rush these towers down. I assume we can just do it slowly, one at a time. We're actually going to go for a more aggressive Old Murk-eye placement here. Again, dropping some Defias Bandits in the back line. And really nicely, this is something that actually worked out really well. Oh, yeah, okay, right. Little late to turn the dragon, but we do have enough Murlocs going in. And we are once again going to have to just sort of allow Old Murk-eye to jump in. We're going to have the Quillbore tank this a little bit. They'll deal nicely. We haven't used any. I think have we used Execute once here? I think we must have used Execute on the tower in this situation. But nonetheless, looking really good so far. Marathon the Murlocs, Tip of the Spear working really well with the Prowler. You're guaranteeing that you're getting value out of the Prowler in this instance, which is really nice. We are going to have to deal with the left-hand side. I feel like there's so much really nice optimization you could have here. Should be okay, though. The Harpies actually tanked the majority. Old Murk-eye doing a great job just monstering through these Whelpegs. Very interesting, though, because we are slower, at least at the start of this, than our traditional decks. So we're generally a little bit slower here than our traditional decks. So that's kind of interesting. We've now got 2 sets of Murlocs running from left to right. I'm wondering whether... When do we use the cheat death then? Like, obviously the cheat death is there for some kind of big setup push, but we're not really using it at the moment. Maybe it's for... Okay, this is maybe where we're doing... 1 second. Sorry, my doorbell went. Okay, so from where we are so far, I think we're waiting to get to overtime to then just have like a massive death ball that we are going to cheat death and execute Bloodlust to just burst Onyxia down really quickly. That's the vibe that I'm getting from this right now. So it's from what I can tell and from what I can understand, because we're taking like no damage to the base. We're basically using Old Murk-eye to reclaim territory over and over again, deal with Whelpegs, deal with threats to the base, and get a bit of chip damage into to Onyxia whenever we can. You know, there is probably a world when we could maybe use cheat death a little earlier, just sometimes, because we will recycle to it really quickly. But I very much understand what we are doing right now. Like it makes a lot of sense in terms of just using Old Murk-eye as a way of like defending the base. This is really nice here as well. We just use our Quillbore to make sure that the whelps are distracted. Send another Old Murk-eye down here. That's really, really easy. Obviously, if we losing the Prowler's not the end of the world in this situation. Got a lot of stuff to kind of contend with at this point, though. So we've got a few things heading towards our base. This is the sort of the most tenuous it's looked since I started. We have to retake that first tower. I think this is the first time that we lost that tower again. But it looks like we've retaken... we haven't actually gone to phase 3 yet, so we're heading into overtime, and we've not actually gone to phase 3, which is fine. Phase 3 is actually where it becomes scary. So I'm assuming that we're going to try and attempt to basically skip phase 3 in its entirety. So this is very much feeling like we're not actually interested in getting to phase 3 with this deck. We're much more just sort of like, okay, we'll manage phase 2 while we can, and then we'll wait until we have a big enough push to essentially just kill Onyxia in one go. But yeah, feels like it's getting a little bit sketchy now. It does feel like it's getting a little bit sketchy. The Harpies obviously really important in dealing with these big beefy targets like the Frostwolf Grunts. But yeah, we have to keep retaking things. At the time being. We're sending the Prowler off by itself, which is fine. That should be enough to deal with the Earth Elemental. I would have considered executing there just to make sure that we didn't have to lose. I actually genuinely would have considered executing there because that would have basically taken the tower down, taken down the Earth Elemental at the same time. We are into overtime now, so we're into double gold. I'm assuming this is where we want to just go ham and set up a really big push. We have a huge push going over on the left-hand side here. We're going to send more stuff down that way. My assumption is that we're trying to build up a massive, massive push to get a cheat death on. Yes, it looks like it here. You can see. I wonder if the Frostwolf it stacks. I'm wondering whether it stacks at all. We're gonna get Onyxia to attack that side. We're gonna cheat death all of them very early. Oh my god. Oh my god, look at how quickly she just absolutely got burnt through. Phase 3 just basically got skipped. That's crazy. That is absolutely mental. I need to go back and look at that again. Okay. So. They take down this tower. We are setting up for a big push now. The timing on this feels really important. Going to get another Old Murk-eye to go up. They're going to try, because they're quick, they will catch up once this tower Going to pulse things over to the side. So they're going to catch up with the other Old Murk-eye. We're going to get a nice injection of cash from those Defias bandits. We're going to use the Quillbore to try and pull him over to that side, which should be fine. We are then going to cheat death all of them. Goodness gracious. Look at how quick that was. That was crazy. Very, very cool way of killing Onyxia. And skipped phase 3 entirely. You didn't even have to worry about phase 3. That's a very, very cool way of killing Onyxia. Credit to Prestige. Loved that. Love seeing really unique ways. If you guys have got anything that unique that you want to show off, or a great strategy for this, I'd love to see it. But yeah, I'm going to put the link to the Prestige's kill in the description below. All him. I didn't invent this strategy. Very, very cool. Very cool.